Esports Unzipped, your hub for all things esports. My name's Rachel Sullivan, and today I'm going to be interviewing Nathan Meeker, Club Coordinator for the Zips Esports Clubs at the University of Akron. So without further ado, let's get started. Hi everyone, I'm Rachel Sullivan, and we are here at the Union Esports facilities talking to Nathan Meeker. He is the Club Coordinator for the University of Akron's Esports program. Thank you so much for joining us, Nate. So first, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your background?
Sure. My background is in education. So before I got involved in esports here at the university, I had been teaching university curriculum and designing curriculum for about the last 7 or 8 years. Before that, I taught middle school, high school, and my esports background is in competitive Counter-Strike, League of Legends, and Hearthstone. At one time or another, I've played all 3 of those pretty competitively, although I would say I'm a little washed up.
So what really got you into esports?
When I was younger, it was a good competitive scene, allowed me to connect with some different people. When I was in college back in the early 2000s, I was pretty attracted to the nature of competitive gaming, allowing me to test skills against others online. And at that time, a lot of it was traveling. So we would travel to different lands, a little different than it looks today, but I enjoyed that part of it, making connections with teammates and friends and kind of building relationships through gaming.
That's awesome. So you talked a little bit about how esports was more based in one location when you started out in the scene, and you mentioned how it's really changed. So what are some things you've really noticed have changed with the esports scene?
Well, a couple of things. One, the engagement level. So looking around here on campus, we get around 15 or 20% of the student population engaged in esports gaming activities. That would have not been the case 15 or 20 years ago. We've had a much smaller student base, and it was very difficult to find people. So I think the community online that allows you to connect pretty easily through Discord, through gaming, through Fellow, or through other opportunities, other platforms, that has changed the most, I think, because it was so much harder to find gamers back then. In addition to that, obviously, the size, the scope of everything. You look at what a competition looks like now, it looks like a real sporting event. 15, 20 years ago, again, didn't look like that. It was a bunch of people in a hotel conference room bringing their giant CRT TVs with them. It was a little different.
I'm really glad to hear that the community has grown, especially at the university. Do you have any numbers off the top of your head for how many people we have engaged in the community here?
Yeah, so in the online portion of the community, we hit just under 2,000 about a month ago. From the freshman class alone, we've had about 450 new students come in from that class. So what we're doing right now is we're trying to provide a place where we can connect with all students on campus in one way or another. So in addition to the esports and gaming platforms that we're looking at competitive scene, we're also doing different gaming casually as well. So we're trying to start different programs to allow gamers of all kinds of backgrounds and different game interests to come and connect with the program.
Gotcha. So I mentioned before that you're the club coordinator. So what do you do as the club coordinator?
So my primary role here on campus is to help the various esports and gaming clubs engage with their fellow student body, to help them connect with their events, to help them run events here on campus. And then in addition to that, I help out a few of our varsity teams, and I do a lot of the recruiting for the program. I connect with different high schools, middle schools around, and in addition to that, I also run the summer camp here.
What's your favorite esport?
Oh, it has to be Counter-Strike. Although watching, I'm definitely a League of Legends fan.
What esport do you think you're the worst at?
Oh, that's an easy one. Rocket League for sure. I am a terrible, terrible Rocket League player. All of our players will definitely attest that they've seen me with a controller once or twice. It's not a pretty sight.
I'm not good at Rocket League either, so I understand. What club would you say is the biggest on campus?
There's 3 or 4 that are fairly large in size, right around the 60 to 80 member mark here on campus. Super Smash Brothers, the Overwatch Club, and then in addition to that, the League of Legends Club and the Fighting Game Club are also pretty large here.
Okay, so I noticed that there's some awards over there. And what are those about? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. Last fall, we had a collegiate invitational where we invited other colleges here to campus. We actually competed out of Quaker Square. We're going to be doing another invitational here at the end of October on the 28th and the 29th of October. So if you are interested in coming out and watching our teams compete, you'll be able to do that in the Student Union in the evenings on Monday and Tuesday. Again, October 28th and 29th.
Alrighty. Is there anything else you want our viewers to know about the esports program?
It's free. So anytime that they would like to come out and do some gaming, whether it's competitive gaming, casual gaming, you've got 2 spaces here on campus, one in the lower level of the Student Union that we're in now, and then another one over in the Honors College, the old Zip Card office, where you're able to come in, have opportunities to game on high-end computers, Xboxes, PlayStations, Nintendo Switches. If you want to make reservations, if you need help with an event as far as gaming or esports is concerned, feel free to contact us. We'd be happy to help.
Thanks, Nate. It was really great to get to talk to you. What do you guys think of the interview? Were there any questions you had for Nate that I didn't answer? Why don't you let me know by tweeting me at ZTV Goofing Off, #Esports Unzipped, and don't forget to tune in to the #1 college esports talk show at 88.1 WZIP, Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. See you later, gamers!